As I sit here eating my $3 delivery fee, not quite $5, mostly bread footlong, I can't help but be reminded of college. Of course, sandwiches and pizzas were my two major food groups my sophomore year, so reminiscing came with no surprise. I'd think back to all the parties I'd heard about but never went to the fraternity and sorority mingles I got kicked out of, and I mean, who could forget half-price Fridays at Kinko's, am I right? But I'll never lose the thought of that girl with the silver jellies and ugly cardigans. Her face wasn't much to look at, and I wish I knew her name, but that's not important. What's important were those pants she wore every class, denim with hand-bedazzled pockets. Literally, every class, every day. I don't think they were ever washed. That's really gross now that I think about it. Why would you do that? I bet they had that weird smell like when it's really windy outside and you come back inside and you're like, ooh, I smell kind of funny. But that's not the point either. The point is, she wore these suckers every day, no matter what. Luckily, she always sat second row, so myself in third always had a view of those beautiful sparkling pockets. I'd never been attracted to pockets before. Well, except for this one time in 9th grade when Missy Shiver wore these mustard-colored corduroy joggers, but I think I was really only attracted to the buttons. Titanium doused in the highest-selling gold paint and embellished with red plastic rubies, in case you were wondering what they look like. But man, Bedazzled Girl is different. Her pockets, anyway. So I'll just skip the weird attempts of me trying to fill her right bun pocket without her knowing and cut to the chase. I got to know these pockets very well. After months of drooling in class, gawking at these puppies, I finally invited her over to my dorm to study, watch Netflix, and chill. The night finally arrived and I was ready. I heard knocking at my door and I raced to the knob. I opened it oh so gracefully, bowing and tipping my invisible fedora to her. "Milady, banished to thy couch so I may entice thee with Netflix and chill?" She looked at me weird. Heck yeah, perfect gentleman though. Anyway, there we were, awkwardly sitting on the couch, staring at my dorm mate's massive prehistoric TV with the left speaker busted. "You can pick what we watch," I said, handing her the remote. She grunted with delight. Of course, she picked a weird-ass documentary on where General Tso's chicken really originated. I was bored out of my mind, so I tried really hard to focus my attention on something else. And then I caught a glimpse of them, those beautiful pockets. I couldn't think of a better way to make my move, so I pulled the whole fake yawn and stretch combo. It worked like a charm. Her butt pocket was full of my right hand. She gave me a look of uncertainty, so I rested my head on her shoulder and grabbed her hand as if we were dancing. Then I started meowing loudly. She looked frightened. I decided to comfort her by meowing louder and more aggressively. My fingers were now rapidly moving, all still in her jean compartments. It were as if I was playing Flight of the Bumblebee on her covered with blended material buttocks. Then everything came to a screeching halt. "Did you hear that?" I muttered mid-meow, breaking intense eye contact. She glared at me, looking both angry and glad that her pockets weren't filled with my hands. Crap, it's my roommate. Here, just hide outside in the hallway. Dang.